You lead the way.
Okay,
25.1 is
25.1. An 8-minute AMRAP, 2 deadlifts. That's two, and I'm going to go somewhere landing in the middle, 275, 185. I think, correct me, ladies that are listening, please. I hope I got those percentages right. But
yep.
275 is where I wanted to land for the men.
Hmm.
So 2 deadlifts, 4 wall walks, 6 shuttle runs.
Ooh,
Now,
wow.
there's in 8 minutes. There's not a lot of room for separation. So I took that into account, but I also did not want to make this a very long workout because I have a longer time domain coming up. So simple numbers, 2, 4, 6, and 8 minutes for an AMRAP.
Wow. So I like that. I like it. The reason I like shuttle runs in that short of a workout is you have to run. You have to
Right.
run. You can't
Yeah.
walk those. There's no
Correct.
gaming the shuttle runs on that. Ooh, I like that a lot, Rick.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me Boulder's
Yeah.
going to see something like that later.
No, but I
Check
like
it
it. I
out.
feel like, listen, if I get ideas, I love triplets. I really love a triplet. I'm actually, I've programmed our
Ooh.
4-week training cycle leading
Mm-hmm.
to the semifinals, and I actually had to go back through and look at it like, oh man, it's all triplets. I mean, not all triplets. There's two.
Right.
I'm biased towards a triplet. Okay, because couplets are devastating, and that's what I have for 25.1. 25.1 will be a
Point one.
repeat. Will be a
Okay.
repeat.
Okay.
And it is a repeat of what year was this?
You're starting
Was it?
off with the repeat. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm starting off with a repeat. I just can't remember what year we
It
did.
was
It was 2020 or 2021, whichever one that was. I think it was
okay.
2021. Um, Wall walks and double unders. That's the repeat.
Oh,
Um,
21, I think. Yeah.
yeah, 3, 3, 6, 6, 9, 9.
Oh,
Wait. Oh, shoot. What was it, Rick? Was it 3, 3, 6, 6, 9, 9,
maybe
12, 12,
that was
15, 15, 18, 18, 21, 21?
the first year of wall walks, wasn't it? Yeah.
First year of wall walks, and I am butchering the workout now. It's open 21.1.
You have,
Okay, this is just
luckily,
silly.
you have
Okay,
4 screens in front of you.
this was it. I have two. I'm multiple. So 1 wall walk, 10 double unders, 3, 30,
Oh,
6, 60, 9,
oh,
90, 15, 150, 21, 210. Time cap is 15 minutes.
oof.
That that is what we're gonna do. That's our repeat.
Okay.
It was such a shocker at the time. Like we were all
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh, I can't believe this.
Wall
And we
walks.
haven't retested that. We've done some wall walks
Mm-hmm.
where we used to see that as a warm up. When that workout came out, we're like, we're doing a warm up as a workout, and now wall walks are part of our programming. We do them all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we should test this insane amount of wall walks again. So anyway, that's maybe I'm lazy because that maybe it's going to be a more creative repeat, but that one is definitely retestable and would be fun to see how all of our wall walk progress has gone in
Very
the
good.
last 4 or 5 years. That's 25.1.
The
Would you like me to
uproar
start
from
with
the community.
25.2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. 25.2. Now you've already done your
25.2.
repeat, so this
Yes, I've
is
done my repeat.
this
Yep.
isn't okay.
Now, here's the thing. I like how you created a well-rounded open all around. I like that strategy. You're thinking like, okay, so I'm doing the 8-minute first. I'm going to save the longer one for later. I didn't take that route. I'm sort of like, this is what I think the first one is. This is what I think the second one is. Yeah, there's going to be a long one. So if I miss the first one, I think the
Mm-hmm.
second one's going to, maybe the first one's a long workout. The second one's going to be this workout. So I sort of thought in a vacuum of this specific workout, not the whole test. So
Okay.
I will just say that I don't have that 20-minute AMRAP that we often see, something in that range here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw that out there as a caveat. I love where your head's at. So 25.2 is a 12-minute AMRAP. I'm sorry. It's not a 12-minute AMRAP. It's
Oh.
I changed my mind at the last minute. It's for time. It's for time.
For time. Okay. All right. 12.
I
12
wrote the
minutes.
12-minute AMRAP, and then I started writing. I was like, actually, I don't want this to be an AMRAP. This is for time. There's a new movement. I've heard there's a new movement in this open.
Oh.
And I don't think it's going to be some crazy, sexy, cool thing. I think this is what it is. So we're going to start with the 1,200-meter row, men and women, 1,200-meter row.
Okay.
36 burpees over the rower. I think that's the movement we see. I think that's the new movement.
Okay.
The burpee over the rower.
Okay.
So we're going to go 1200, 36. We're going to go 800, 24. Go 400, 18. That
Oh,
is the
yuck.
workout. It's 4 time. So we've seen in semifinals, Rick, we've seen a version of 3 rounds of rowing. Do you remember when we did rowing, double unders, and shuttle runs? We had kind of a descending overall rep scheme on the rower.
Oh,
So
that
I
was
like the descending
disgusting.
rep scheme. 1200, 800, 400 is also just kind of a wonky distance for men and for women. And sometimes we see that, like in my mind, I wanted to make it like, 1500, like a 21, 15, 9 kind of rep scheme, but we would not do a 2100 meter run or row. That doesn't make sense. So yeah,
Right,
1200. And then the burpees over the rower. I know we're going to do burpees. We almost always do burpees.
right,
We've
right.
done burpees over a bar, burpees over a box. We've done burpees over dumbbells. I think it's time to do burpees over a rower. Again, it's one of those things. You go from one, we talked about this earlier, you go from one side to the
Yep.
other side, that's a burpee. And you face away from the monitor. It's also really simple. It's concise. It's like takes a small area. And it's just easy. We've have rowing in the open multiple times. I wanted to pair rowing with so many things. But burpees is one of those. So this is a test that we've done for Legends twice now, a version like this, but it was more sprinty.
Oh,
This one's a
yeah.
little longer. So that's
All right.
25.2 for
1200,
me.
800, 400, 36, 24,
24, 18.
18. Okay. All right. So you've hit wall walks, double unders, rowing, and burpees over an object. Okay. How many videos are going to be out there of people accidentally tripping over the rower?
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be gorgeous.
I
I mean, that's what we're looking for.
I've done it myself.
Yeah, we're looking
many
for
times.
it.
Yep.
But if you trip over a rower, you're just going to splat on the ground. I don't think you're going to tear your shin open. It's just going to look good. It's going to make for good videos.
The box can be dangerous. All right, 25.2 is going to be where I insert my retest. And my retest will be 20.5. This is my longer. Well, it's not an AMRAP for 20 minutes, but it has a 20-minute time cap. And for some people, they worked for the full 20 minutes. Partition anyway, 40 ring muscle ups, 80 calories on the rower, 120 wall balls. Typical standards, 20 pounds, 14 pounds to a 10-foot, 9-foot target. There was a friend of the show who did make that suggestion, got me thinking a little bit. There's a direct tie-in on 20.5 to who won it for the men in that year. I don't know if that would even come up, but it's another triplet for me, but it takes up it checks the box on 3 more movements, and it's a slightly longer time domain.
Gross.
40 ring muscle ups, 80 cal. And I do not remember how I partitioned this, to be honest with you. I liked it because it had ring muscle ups. I finished it. The time was competitive, not great, but competitive. I just don't remember how I did it, and it's terrible. I should.
I remember finding that workout to be so challenging because it was play your own game. There's a lot of strategy in that workout.
Yep.
And I remember that I think most of us finished on the rower. When it comes down to it, as far as effort goes, you're going to save most of those rowing calories for the end because it's just grindy, awful work.
Right.
But you can do it. You can hit failure on ring muscle ups. You can hit failure on wall balls and require huge amounts of rest in some cases. But the rower, there's no excuses. So I think there was
you could just keep pulling.
Yeah. And you always started with ring muscle ups. You're like, you're going to start as fresh as you can. 40 was so many. It was so many. It was so many back shock then. That it was. I know.
When he announced
it, Rick.
Like, whoa.
I mean, it's aggressive. It's aggressive. I love the high skill built into it. In my lineup, I have no high skill in my lineup. I'm just going to throw that back at you.
Okay. Well, see, I always have thought that the higher the skill comes towards the end, at least that's what we've seen. And that, again, was 20.5. So it was the last one. And the uproar in the community years ago was when he started an open workout with ring muscle ups. And a lot of the community didn't have them back then. Here, it's partitioned anyways. If you don't have them, you can still go get 80 calories on the rower and 120 wall balls done.
Right.
And you can post a score. So that was the other. I think a lot of the community has that, but we'll see. Okay, so
love it.
Each have 2 down.
All right, we'll wrap it up.
Wrap it
You
up.
go. Yeah, it's you. You go.
25.3, 14-minute cap. So kind of lands in the middle. I had an 8-minute AMRAP. I had a 20-minute cap and then a 14-minute cap. Higher end athletes will certainly finish this. I looked at this as one of those tests where in the open, the elites finish a lot of things, and then age groups, as you work through your age groups, you just get a score, number of reps, and that's
Right.
okay. So you're probably working through the whole thing. It's, again, I looked at this now, it's another triplet. So I could tell you I'm not going to hit 100%, but it's thrusters, chest to bar, and double unders.
Yeah.
It's 30, 30, 60, 25, 25, 50, 20, 20, 40, 15, 15, 30, and 10, 10, 20. Total volume is a lot, but total volume for the elites, they're used to it. For us, I'm sure some people would finish this, but we would be chipping away in that 15, 15, 30 or 10, 10, 20 range. The numbers are getting smaller. You're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. You've done way too many thrusters at that point, and chest to bars are very small sets for some people, but you're going to get a score. And you're going to finish with his classic thruster and pulling motion. Standard.
I like it. I like that you mixed in the double unders into that, because that's something we have not seen mixed into. So we've seen thrusters and double unders. We saw that in 2016. Mm-hmm. It's crazy that I just remember that, right? 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, 2017. Yeah, because then they retested it at the Open. Yeah. Right. They retested at the games. That was really fun. But then you also sneak in the traditional thruster pull-up combo or pulling motion combo. I like it. And I will say that for my 25.3, as much as I wanted it to be a repeat of last year's thruster and chest to bar rest, thruster bar muscle up, where I wanted to repeat that. As much as I wanted that to be the repeat, I loved it. I don't think that's the repeat, but I did love that workout. My 25.3, I went the same route you went. I've got, but it's a couplet. And now here I am. I've got 3 couplets. That's what I did. I went 3 workouts, 3 couplets. So my overall test, I'll just say that if you were to put this overall test out there, this is not a good overall test. I am taking stabs at each individual workout, not the cumulative total amount. That's what I did. So I've got a variation of Fran, because of course we're going to have thrusters and pull-ups. This is classic. It's 21 thrusters, 21 chest to bar, 15 thrusters, 15 chest to bar, 9 and 9, and 15 and 15, and 21 and 21. Right. That's the twist. And that I could see Dave Castro or whoever's announcing this have that. I think about some of the workouts they've programmed at the games. They have Amanda 45. So you take this like standard workout and you just add a little bit of awfulness to it, right?
Beef it up
a little bit. And so while I don't think we'd ever see Fran, it's too fast. It's too sprinty. It'd be hard to judge, actually. I think Fran is hard to judge because people can do it so fast. But now if you make it chest to bar, this is the target. So that makes it easier to judge.
Slow it down a little bit.
And now you've added volume. Yeah, you're not going to, there's going to be a couple of elites that will go, lay the hammer down and do Fran speed through this entire thing. But the reality is most of the world is going to find a way to get through this with, because you can't get through that 9. You're not done. Now you're ramping it back up. And then the 15 and 21 on the back half are really, really cooking at that point. So
60% of the volume is done. You've still got 40% left. Yeah. Or something like that. Yeah.
Which is such a standard open style right there, where you're like, it feels like you're more than halfway. It feels like you're almost done,
I don't like
but
that.
You're totally not. You're not even close.
I think they said for 25.3, it's Pepper, Hopper, and Fred, the 3 together. And there'll be a guest announcer. It's not going to be Dave. But can you picture that person writing on the whiteboard, 21, 21, 15, 15, 9, 9.
Oh my God.
And then pause, 15, 15, 21, 21. Yeah.
This is actually what I think. I think they'd go, I think it was, if it was truly going to be Dave style, they'd write 21, 15, 9, chest, or yeah, 21, 15, 9, chest to bar, or thrusters, chest to bar.
Chest to bar.
And then thrusters, chest to bar, thrusters, chest to bar. And then they'd have that written. Then they're going to write the 15, and then they're going to write the 21. You know what I mean? Or,
Yep.
The other version of this. So this was something that I was thinking about, because we've had something like this. Rick, do you remember? You have to remember what year it is. Maybe it was, it might have been 2019, but we had 27, 21, 15, 9, or some version of that.
Right.
And it was thruster and chest to bar, or chest to bar and thruster. I can't remember what order it was.
It was a lot. Yeah.
But the 27 threw the wrench in the whole thing for you, because that was this killer. You go 27, and now you have basically Fran with chest to bar after 27 and 27. So that was kind of the inspiration. It was a play off of that, and could be fun, deceptive announcement.
I like it. Oh, yeah. I don't want to do it, but I like it.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong as we wrap up, but I don't think we've ever done a named workout or a hero WOD or something like that as an open workout.
I don't think so.
Right. We haven't done Grace.
No.
Isabel we've seen them in some of the additional qualifiers, AGOQ.
Correct.
We had Isabel into
Amanda
handstand push-ups.
Amanda way back.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We've had 150 wall balls in the middle of an open workout, but that included ring muscle ups and something else, double unders or something like that.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So there's been Karen stuck in there, but not just a benchmark. Correct us if we're wrong, but I don't think so.
If you and I were just on a phone call, which we technically are,
right,
and we are at an hour already. Okay, we got to wrap this up. But I've got one more question for you. This is just a speed round. If you could pick one named workout or hero workout to include in the open, what would it be? I have mine already.
Not being Fran, because Fran we do a version of all the time.
Definitely not.
Doesn't have a name. 30 ring muscle ups for time.
Ooh, gross. Yeah,
I know. Sorry.
It's so we'll call it Voldemort. Answer. We'll call it Voldemort. He who shall not be spoken. The name that shall not be spoken, or something like that.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, I like that. Gosh. Hollyman. Hollyman is so 30 rounds for time. 20, 30. 30 rounds for time.
Yes.
Is it 20? Yeah, it's 30. 30 rounds for time. It's three handstand push-ups, 5 wall balls, 1 power, or 1 clean at 225.
Right.
For men.
Right. 30. I think it's 30 rounds, Hollyman.
30 rounds of that, and it feels like this workout that's just unachievable. When the first time you do Hollyman, it's just, you can't believe it, and then you get through 10. And you're right. It is 30, because I remember I always set up 10 poker chips. I move it once, move them all, move 10 on one time. I move 10
to
again,
one side,
then I move 10 again. Yeah.
I have never done that. Never done that one. I forgot great. when you said name, benchmark, or hero. I should have said, I think my favorite is Nate. Nate Hardy, 20 minutes, 246 of ring muscle ups, handstand push-ups, and kettlebell swings. So we'll never do kettlebell swings, I don't think, in the open.
Right.
But, it's a good training piece. If I need to do something sometime, I do like, because 20 minutes, you really pace yourself. You can get an incredible amount of rounds, because each round doesn't have a lot of movement, but there's an accumulation of fatigue that sets in on the handstand push-ups for me.
I agree on the handstand push-ups. The kettlebell becomes ominous. It's a 72-pound kettlebell. So it just starts to you pick it up and you're like, I'm so done with this kettlebell. I'm so done. But it's the 6 reps, and 6 is just enough in that accumulated fatigue to be quite spicy. Okay, Rick.
Great.
Longest podcast yet. Oh, I think because it's early, we're having fun. We covered a lot of content in one episode.
I hope somebody's got a long drive ahead of them this week, and they can listen to this, because you might have to split this up. Yeah.
If you've made it this far, leave us a comment and let us know. This is how we know if people made it this far. Let us know if you had a named workout or a hero workout that you could do in a testing environment like the CrossFit Open. What would be the one that you would choose to be included in an open? Leave that in the comments, Thanks for tuning in to the Masters in Motion podcast. We'd be so grateful if you could take a moment to leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or your preferred podcast app. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us reach more listeners and grow our Masters community. Until next time, get bolder, not older.